What tis up, you guys? I have not made a video in a while. I think the last video I made is my bullet journaling video in November. So, yeah. But this is what we're talking about today. So, Going 17 is coming to an end with their final episode coming out next Monday, which is already in January. So I wanted to make it before the end of the year. So this is my ranking of the Going 17 episodes this year. And I have to say, Going 17 has been a part of this year for me, like, every day. Or every Monday. Because when I was still going to school before quarantine, I would watch it every Monday morning while I was getting ready for school. And then while I was at school waiting for class to start, I would have my AirPods in and watching it. It was a part of my routine. It still is part of my routine. So, yeah, I'm going to go through all the episodes and rank them because, honestly, it is going to be hard to rank them. I do have a couple that weren't 100% my favorite, but I still liked watching it, you know? But, yeah, I'm just going to talk about each one while I rank them. So, yeah, let's go to my computer screen. No. We're back. Okay, I think Going 17, or I think 17 Got Talent is bottom for me. But I don't know if it's last. So we'll put it at the bottom, but it's not last. Okay? Don't go screaming in the comments. It might not be last, but it might be last, okay? Okay. Christmas in August was one of my favorites, for sure. We'll put it up here. I think Debate Night 2 is a little bit towards the bottom. Everyone is probably screaming at me in the comments, but it's okay. 머리를 빗는 이 빗소리 밖엔 비가 오나 봐 들리는 빗방울들이 땅에 떨어지는 잘 지냈어요 모두 보고 싶었어 이도 Going은 언제나 너에게 going Okay, the only reason why 17's Got Talent is bottom is because I feel like production got cut short, or like it kind of didn't have a full ending to me because 1, we never got to figure out who won, 2, the Wanu situation, 3, I liked what they were going for. Like, it wasn't terrible, but I don't know, the execution towards the end of it, I was like, that's it, sort of thing. So I think that's why it's last. Debate Night 2, I feel like Debate Night 1 just kind of, it raised my expectations, and number 2 really wasn't 100% there for me, but it was still funny. So, yeah. Carnival. So the only reason why we never got, like, the paint gun or, like, that episode is because Korea came out with a new law regarding BB guns and sort of things like that, so they couldn't release it, or it wouldn't be a timely episode to release it. So they didn't release it, so they had to do a kind of pickup episode. So I think good on them for making that episode. It was really, really sweet. It was really funny. But yeah, it wasn't like a full episode, so that's probably why it's at the bottom. 17 Side Out was a sponsored episode, which was really, really funny, but also not everyone was in it. Sungkwan wasn't in it. But again, really, really funny. The guys were playing on a trampoline park. And when Do-Kim couldn't do the little jumping thing, oh my gosh. But that one is funny too, but again, it's another short video, so I put it towards the bottom. Delivery Food Fighter, honestly, I was confused from the get-go of that episode. I had to rewatch that episode series a couple times to understand what was going on. They were just eating foods from different places. That's pretty much it. But yeah, again, it wasn't really my episode, or like one of my favorites, or a memorable one, or one I would rewatch. So that's why it's at the bottom. Mystery was actually really, really funny. It's probably an episode I go back to watch sometimes, but I don't know, I feel like they could have done a second one. I would have loved it even more if they did a second mystery, but since it was like the first one that came out, I kind of forgot about it. So yeah, that's why it's at the bottom. Don't Lie 1, I think it was just a typical Mafia video for me at the time. Like, there wasn't too high of a stake, even though there was money involved. It wasn't as intense as the second one. That's why the second one's a little bit higher. But yeah, the first one, it was alright. It was a typical 17 playing Mafia episode for me. Pie in the Sky, the Korean barbecue episode, was really funny because basically it was the winners serving the losers, or the losers serving the winners. And towards the end of it, they just kind of gave up and they were serving each other, like they were eating together. So I think it was a really sweet episode. It was really funny. Yeah, it's gonna be towards the bottom a little because it was a one episode thing. So yeah. Going versus 17 was so funny just because it's so cool to see like the team behind Going 17 and how creative they are, and like they actually can do the things that they tell 17 to do. So I think it's really, really funny that we got to do some physical challenges versus them. I think it's really cool. And the fact that 17 won, saying that their contract is extended until 17 ends, is so, so cute. And yeah, it made me feel very unathletic. That's why it's in the middle. I'm just kidding. I feel like it's a really cute episode. It's really cool. It's really funny. But it isn't, again, a memorable episode for me. That is why it's at number 14. Number 13 is Clue. It's kind of funny that it's an unlucky number because I liked the execution. I liked the storyline of Bad Clue, and they ruined it with me for the ending. I'm not gonna say what happens in the end because maybe you haven't watched Bad Clue or you don't watch Going 17, so I'm not gonna say what happened in the ending. It's just the ending for me kind of ruined the whole build-up because I was hoping it wasn't that person, and the reason why it was that person, honestly, too, wasn't... It didn't flow well for me. Go watch the episode if you want to go figure out what I'm talking about. It just didn't feel right for the ending, but again, really, really cool that they did this. It was like an Among Us meets Clue, like the board game episode. It was a really cool game. I really, really liked it. That everyone had their own niches, their own character. I really like seeing 17 play characters. They're really good at it. So that one's in the middle. That one's number 13. Number 12 is Mouse Busters, which if anyone wants to play Mouse Busters someday, I'm 100% down to get, well, when quarantine and stuff goes away. It looks like such a fun game to do with your friends. And like, it was just so funny. Because it's like they're playing a real life video game to me. So that's why it's one of my favorite episodes, but it's also not super memorable. So it's going to be in the middle. So that's why Mouse Busters is number 12. Bungee Jump is number 11 because one, I had a massive, just like, I was so anxious during this episode because the people I wanted to jump, I was scared for them because I honestly couldn't even think if I could bungee jump. Creaky chair. I personally think I could bungee jump if I had the right people backing me up to bungee jump, but still, it was so scary watching that. And they like the game, they played the Forbidden Word game, and I love when 17 plays that game. So yeah, it's one of my favorite episodes to watch because we watched like 2 of the 17 members go past their fear of heights, but at the same time they're not really over it, but they did it, and it was really, really cute. I really, really like that episode. Again, that's why it's in the middle. It's not super memorable, but it is super memorable. What am I saying? It's really memorable, but it's not one of my like go-to episodes to watch. Number 10 is 17 Escape Room, simply because I like seeing how 17 works. But I like seeing how certain groups of members work together. And like, that bit in my brain was like working with them, and it was just so interesting to watch. I think that's why Escape Room and Brain Survival are right like above each other, because I just like seeing how 17 works. I like seeing how their brain works. It's so interesting to see how all of them kind of are really, really smart in their own way. They're all so smart. So I think that's why I really, really liked watching that. Number 8 is The Tag. And I feel like everyone likes The Tag because everyone likes watching people go through horror stuff when it's not them. So I think it's just really funny, but at the same time, it is so scary. Like, genuinely, if that was me in an abandoned, like, building like that, no. No. I would not do it, but watching them do it is so funny. I highly recommend watching it. It is so funny. But yeah, that's pretty much all I could say about the tag. It's a horror maze video. Number 7 is Don't Lie number 2, and I liked 2 better than 1. Don't at me. I think just because of the intensity of the episode, it was so funny, and just, again, watching how 17 knows each other so well that they can call each other out or they can defend someone, it's so interesting to watch a group of people act like that. So I think that's why Don't Lie number 2 is higher than Don't Lie number 1, simply because of that. Had more of an essence than in 1 where they were just like fighting it out the whole time, but number 2 they were kind of noticing stuff that they were doing, so that's why it's number 7. Number 6 is Human Chess. Human Chess is so interesting to watch. I do not know why. It's so funny. It's so entertaining. I think it's because it was the first episode where everyone was in it for the first time in forever. So it was just so funny, and the teams were so evenly balanced, I think, that they were just going at it. It was so funny to me. I don't know why. And there's a lot of moments that I just really, really love in this episode, so I think it's definitely one of my favorites. But again, it is not it is an episode I go back to a lot, but again, my top 5 is my top 5 for a reason. But at number 5 is Four-Wheeled Rider. It simply is just so entertaining. It is like watching people live your dream. It's like watching someone play Mario Kart in real life. And if that doesn't sound fun to you, you can click out of the video. But it was just so funny. I keep saying that as like my description of why I chose these episodes, but just watching, you have to watch it to kind of realize why it's like it is one of my favorite episodes to watch. And it's just so funny and entertaining, and it makes you want to go do that with your friends, and just kind of, it's funny is like the only thing I can say. And the editing and like the filming style of this episode was just so comedically amazing. The timing is just so funny. So number 4 is Christmas in August. It is the gamer episode. It is the episode Vernon hosted. It is just one of the most entertaining episodes to me because there are 3 different video games going on, and the group that's doing the one with the guys in the barrel with the stick, it's so funny because that game's not that new. It's pretty old. I used to watch a lot of gaming YouTube. I still watch a lot of gaming YouTube, but I remember when that game was trending and everyone was playing it, and it's so funny watching 17 do it, and like Wanu, especially because he's like the gamer of 17, so I think it's so funny watching them do that. It's hilarious. And oh, the other thing is that the room was heated. It was like set to like 60 to 70 something degrees, I think, in Fahrenheit. So yeah, they really committed to that. So it was really funny. Probably one of my favorite episodes to watch, just regularly. At number 3 is Insomnia Zero. It's so funny. Again, this one, just thinking about it makes me laugh. It's so comedic without it being comedic, without them purposely trying to be funny. The whole point is that you're trying to keep your heart rate down while everyone else is trying to make you laugh with a microphone and just trying to make you laugh and try to keep you calm. And the whole point is that you can't make a sound the entire time. I'm trying to burp. But the whole purpose of the game is that you're trying to stay as calm as you can while everyone else is trying to distract you, and the bottom 3 can't. So progressively through the episode, everyone gets to go home. So I'm thinking like they filmed this in a studio that's really, really close to their apartments. So you literally watch everyone start leaving and get dressed and changed. It's really funny. And that one's also really special because it came out my birthday and I stayed up for it, and it was so worth it to watch it. And yeah, so yeah. And number 2 is The 8 and the 12 Shadows. The whole reason why this one is number 2 is because it is the funniest episode of Going 17. The only reason why it's not number 1 is because there were some like dip moments where it wasn't like, not that it wasn't super entertaining, it was super entertaining throughout the whole thing. There's just dips and stuff where it was getting kind of repetitive, but that's like the whole point of the episode. And I just think it was so funny because they were just getting crazier and crazier and crazier with the things that they're making everyone do. So that one is funny, or that one's one of my favorites because you just kind of see all of the members kind of hit a point where they're like, I can't do this anymore, but I have to keep doing this. So that one is really funny to me because also the synchronicity of the whole thing is kind of scary but kind of hilarious. So yeah, that one's number 2. And at number 1, I feel like everyone kind of knew this. Sungkwan's Past Life Destiny is an episode I rewatch all the time if I'm really, really bored. Like during that week where we didn't get Going 17, I rewatched it and it made me laugh until I was like crying because it was just so funny. It was so random, and it felt really nostalgic to me because when I was a kid, when I was like younger, my grandma would watch kind of those shows on like the Filipino channel and stuff like that. So it was really, really funny because I kind of understood what they were doing. And also the winners of the episode are my 2 biases. So that's not why it's my favorite. It's just so funny because of the people that got matched up together, and the whole matchmaking process is so funny too. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so wholesome. It's so loving. It's so cute. But yeah, that's my entire list of my favorite Going 17 episodes and my least favorite Going 17 episodes. Hopefully you guys liked it. I really, really liked talking about Going 17 because a big kudos to like the editing team and the producers because it goes a lot. Like making a variety show / a reality show is not easy in the slightest. So for them to get one almost every week out is insane. So yeah, I really love their editing style, their editing team, their graphics team. It is so entertaining to watch. Not only just because of 17, but because of the editors, because of the producers. It is amazing. So if you've never watched Going 17, I highly recommend you watch it. It'll probably get you to stand 17. So go watch it. I'll put the playlist down below. And I will link everything down below. Yeah. Let's do the outro. Oh. Before I go, I almost just did my intro again. Before I go, this video was probably the last one of 2020, so I just want to say, if you are here, thank you so much for watching. If you just subscribed last month, from any of my 17 videos, from any video I make, if you subscribed this past year, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, hopefully you guys had a good holiday season. I know it's not ideal right now, but I hope 2021 brings us a lot of joy, a lot more happiness. And I wish you all love, safety, peace, whatever you need from me. And yeah, outro Caro, there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. As always, go follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Twitter, go follow me on TikTok at odetocaro on everything. Pretty easy to find me. As always, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.